Okay, fellas. So today we are continuing the in the path in our path to knowledge, and once we will reach that mountain. And what happens when you reach the mountain? You guys remember what happens? We reach a mountain of monies. That's how it is. That's what it's all about. Mountain of monies and knowledge too. So um let's go over our can somebody cut and paste the directions for our assignment. Let's we need to do a couple of things today. We're gonna finish the assignment or complete the assignment that we had on Facebook and go over certain ideas and then continue on. Is that cool for everyone? Okay. I promise today will be, oh wow, that's fast. Thank you very much. Somebody's prepared. Damn. This is perfect. Thank you.
I was, I was burning the oil with that one. I kept it on.
Good, good, good. Good. See, that's what programming is all about. You gotta burn it. Burn it to earn it. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna remember that one. You gotta burn it to earn it. Yeah. And again, today I will complete. I swear to God, and Bob and everybody else. Okay. So let's do this. Let's start from a fresh perspectives, and you guys are gonna help me, or you are gonna be the ones doing this. Okay. And let me know where we're at. So, are we ready for this? I am going to start off from scratch. Do you guys start from scratch, or do you add a whole? How is it better for you if I start from scratch, or if I use the old version, the current version that we have?
Well, when I started from scratch today, I ended up using the wrong
Project.
project.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that's what
figured.
caused all of my problems. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured. Because it probably wasn't working. I mean, looking for the right server or even a server at all, I think. Okay, so how about you, Dave? Do you have any
What? Started from scratch.
from scratch? Okay, so not gonna
Yeah.
use. All right, so let's do it. All right, so we're Visual Studio right here. You guys are following along at home, I hope.
Yep.
Yes,
Follow
yes. Of,
along.
of course you guys are. All right, so Server Explorer. All right, so where do I get new project? Where how do I start a
Yep.
new project? File, new project. Okay, so what do I get?
The web application.net framework.
This guy here. Okay, good, good, good. Let's call this cars. In cars. Let's call this cars.
Gary Newman.
That's right. That's right. And I'm gonna hit OK. Okay, so what else? What do I need to do here? Which project are we
MVC.
MVC? All right. Um, so why not web forms or web API or single page application?
I
Because
don't know, but we've been working with NVC.
boom, exactly. That's the answer right there. Because we do an NVC right now. Okay. Later on, we'll move on to these bad boys here, but for now, this is the base. Okay. So NVC, I'm hitting OK here. So remember this, we're starting from the bottom, and now we're here. Okay, remember that. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Very important to remember. Okay, so it's generating all the code. Let me put on my hat.
You got a special hat for this?
Okay, so we are here, and we have a sweet project, man. I mean, how do we know this is an MVC project, and what can we inspect here to let us know that this is an MVC project, and what do you expect?
a model view and controller in the folders there.
Okay, yeah. So we got. So if I go in the controllers, boom, I see a home controller, which is kind of the default. It comes with it. Um, we could delete it or we could use it, and we could do rub it down. Sometimes people like to rub it down, and that is cool too. We get views, and we have okay, we have a home here. So remember, I'm giving you a fresh because a refresher because it's been a while. Okay, so what's this? What is this? Tell me what this is. Like this folder, and why is it named like this, and what are these things? And talk to me. What's up with that?
So the views has a home directory or whatever, which links those views to the home controller. So it's basically just so that you can follow along and follow it back to its the path that we're going to be using.
That's right. And why is it this way?
Convention.
That's right. That is the magic word, convention, because that is the way it is designed. And now we know it's convention because, again, you can go into any MVC project ever and it will all look the same. These folders will always be there. You're not going to be like, oh my God, I'm lost. You're not. Because you're going to go in here and say like, okay, man, where does this action go? Blam, controller. Oh, controller's called this. Boom. Let's go. Let's see what's in here. What action? Okay. Blip. And then you give us your bloops over here. And then you could go, it's easy to find. And you got the views here, which are associated to the controller. And you got some shared stuff here and some wiggly stuff here. So you don't need to worry about that for now. Okay. So you guys remember this. And this is legit. In your mind, this is jiggy. All right. Dave, is this jiggy for you?
Yes.
Okay. So continuing, let me give you guys a Okay, so if I run this, what is it going to look like? You guys should be used to what is it going to look like? What's going to come up? And what they usually deal with here that we haven't really used that much, which is very, very convenient, which someday we will address. Wow, look, this looks amazing, right? So this is kind of not pre-generated, pre-done pages, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And what are they using? So it looks like this, and I have like a navigation bar here.
The layout.
That's right. They're using a layout. And that makes it more convenient. That way you can, if you want to change any information on these links or add links, you only do it to one place instead of going page by page by page and changing it. Is that cool? I mean, you guys get that. Okay, good. Now, just for a quickie, because this is important, we always have to keep repeating it until it becomes second nature. Okay, now remember about the flow. We talked about the flow. So when we hover over some of these, things happen, and when we click on them, things happen. So let's see, Dave, give me. You see this about link over here. Tell me all the information you can about the flow of when I click this on this page. Tell me what's up.
Well, when you hit the home controller, it goes to and you hit the about action, right?
That's
it
right.
takes you to about view page.
Boom. That's right. If you go by the default values, that is correct. All right. Okay. What about here? Dan, throwing you a curve here.
I'm not sure what you're trying to ask me.
Well, what's the flow of that button, of that link?
Oh, that just sends us to the home controller. I guess it's yeah.
Oh, where? Which one?
It's just labeled home.
And exactly, yeah. So remember, guys, the index, I mean, the default page of any MVC by default is home/index. So you see this thing over here? If you don't see anything,
Index. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, it's all good. It's gonna go to home/index. So index is kind of like the default action that all controllers have. So if you just give sometimes a controller name, it's gonna say, hey man, since you didn't give me one, I'm gonna go to index, gonna see who's hanging over there. Okay, so I mean, you guys get the flow. You guys definitely get the flow. And let's see here. So for now, well, I guess, yeah, I'm not gonna. We're still not going to use the layout page. You guys have to appreciate, which I think you guys are starting to appreciate the layout page, but not yet. But you can appreciate why it's good, right? Or why it's convenient.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. So yeah, we gotta earn it. We have to earn using that layout page. We haven't earned it. We have not. Okay, so now so we're here. We have a working application. So let's see. Hmm. Okay. We are going to do these. Well, you're gonna do this with me. So let's take it step by step. Remember, any program or anything, remember the point of programming or software development is to break down larger problems into itty bitty bites that we can handle. Itty bitty pieces that logically break it down and marshal it so it's doable. Okay, so number one, create a new car controller that will handle car actions. All right. Okay. Well, that would yeah. What does that mean to you, guys? Because I don't know. This might have confused you. Maybe I don't know. I mean, it does. I think it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, that will handle car actions. Yes. So,
Actually, that
um,
did confuse me. Originally, I just redid our, what we would normally have our home controller. I just renamed it. I didn't think to build the actual car controller until afterwards, and that seriously messed me up.
oh no. Well, no. Yeah. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. It's kind of yeah. Okay. So
So that's basically our main controller.
yeah, this will be the controller. So what exactly do I need to do? Well, let's see. Create a new car controller that will handle car actions. And when I say that will handle car actions, that we're gonna use it. This means we're gonna use it with anything related to cars because that's what we're moving towards now. Is that cool? Okay, so
Yes.
so Dave, how do I do this? What's up?
Copy and paste
Okay, that's right. Cornerstone of
from home
any
controller and rename it car.
programmer. That's right. Okay, here we go. What do I call it?
Car controller.
Car controller. Okay, good here. So I have something. I have the car controller. Let's go back here. So we're now our car controller. So what else do I need to do here? Name this too.
Yes,
Car
please.
controller colon controller.
That's right. Don't forget that. That's the most important one right there. So, so this is a legit car controller now. It's legit. So the controller itself, we have a car controller and we have the class car controller, which derives from inherit from controller. I remember this basically it has the same it's the same thing as a controller. So just giving it a different name. So all the effects, all the functionality of a controller, this has too, and it's sort of the same type as well. Okay, so it's kind of like a clone or a twin. Um. Okay, so we got this. So have we accomplished one? Uh,
We
I would
We did half of it.
No. Well, we did the whole thing, probably, right?
Really?
Well,
The car actions.
well, exactly, yeah. See, I know, yeah, that might seem a little bit weird, but the whole thing here is to create the controller. The car actions will be here when they come when we create them, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So, and they're, I mean, and they will be there. It is no biggie. So, I mean, you're sort of correct. But the first thing is to create the controller itself. And that will handle car actions, and this will handle car actions when we get to it. Right now, we don't really have any car actions, right? So we're not really handling or doing anything with them. Okay, so we have a car controller, man. So we're good. Okay, so now, let's say that one is satisfied for now. Number 2. Okay. Okay, Dan, give me the goods. Where are we at? Create a car class. Oh, we don't have any to copy from here, I think. Ooh. Well, we got notes, maybe.
Yeah, we can do that in the controller.
Okay, so yeah, let's do it for now in the controller here. By the way, normally you create a separate file with the class name, or a file called classes, and then you put those classes in there. Normally you don't put
a lot of sense.
Yeah. Normally you don't put classes.
The syntax for doing it the way you'd done it before was beyond me, though. I was seriously struggling to make that work.
Where? Outside classes?
Well, you did it in the as a controller.
Oh yeah. We could just do it in the controller. Yeah. Here.
I mean, as its own controller.
Really?
Yeah, there was a whole lot of extra stuff. It was in one of your pre-built for the character.
Oh, you mean the class?
Class.
The class for person.
Yes.
Oh yeah. No, that's not a controller. It's just the way classes look when you make them, when you create them by themselves.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it was in the controllers folder, so that's.
Yeah. They kind of, yeah. When I created it, I left it in there. But normally I could just grab that and drop it in the models folder or another folder. But you're correct. Okay, so for now we're gonna be jiggy, right? And we're gonna leave it here just to be, just to leave it, just to keep it simple. But later on, we will move it to their own place. But you're correct, though. Remind me of that because that's very important. That they need to be in their own place and correctly. Okay, so second move. Correct. Well, not even correct place. It's just more convenient place.
Oh, that's weird. It's weird watching your cursor move around there.
Oh yeah. It's like. Okay, so let's see. All right, so let's create the class. Where are we? We're currently on create a car class. Let's see.
We can do public class, car.
That's right.
Now we had 3 entries for it.
Yep. Color, make, and year.
Color. I did one also that was age, just so I could add that in.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know if you want to work with that or not. But
well, no. Let's keep it for year because I want you. I did it for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be a public string make.
Oh yeah. So public car. So this is the class here. All right. Sorry. So what is it? What do we need? We need color, make, year.
Public string make.
That's right.
Public integer, year,
Good, good.
and another string for color. Unless we have a way to handle hexadecimal.
Well, this is the type color that can't. But
Ah,
I think color, console color, enum. Yeah, this one it's an enum for it, but we don't want to mess around with it. There's another one also. There's a color type. Well, we need libraries. Okay, so yeah, this is good. Well, so this is the class here. Oh, okay, Dave. So I see when you were trying to create, this is the class right here, and so the class. I know it gets a little bit tricksy at first when you don't have enough practice creating classes. So all it is just name of the class and some of the properties. If I wanted some methods, I would put them over here, like public, void run or something. Let's see. This don't take any. Oh, there you go. Nice, nice. Oh, this don't take this. There you go. Yeah, but we're not dealing with that for now. That's just a method, which is not doing anything. Okay. So number two, we have created a card class. Um, okay, so Dan, you're kind of okay with this, correct?
yeah.
Okay. Dave, how's this?
Yes.
Uh,
Huh?
Are you good with this? Creating a class of the type car?
Yeah, I think I got the syntax for the class.
Yeah, yeah. It's the syntax. Believe me, a lot of the time, well, not a lot of the time. Sometimes I have to go back and check the syntax and make sure that I don't have like a missing comma or an extra column.
Yeah, it drives me crazy.
Or sometimes I actually do this. I still do this.
Yes, I hate
Yeah,
that parenthesis of those
I
fancy
know.
brackets.
Yes, yes. Sometimes I still do that, and that's okay. Just delete them because and here you're defining the class. You're not defining a
Right.
function or an action inside the class. I mean, it's a method for the class. The class itself, um, I mean, we can make it to take some parameters, but not at this level. Later on, I will teach you how to do that. It's called a constructor, but that's a little bit more advanced. But for now, we're on the same page here. Also, remember,
Yes.
guys, it's okay to not know or memorize the syntax, as long as you have it on your notes, so you could go back and refer it, or you have another project to refer it, or you have Google to look it up. It's totally okay to just go back, copy paste, and take care of it like that. You don't feel bad if you don't memorize the whole thing, because we're gonna be the thing about being a full stack web developer is that you're gonna be encountering a lot of different technologies, a lot of different things, and it would be only a madman will try to memorize everything. The important thing is to memorize the main ideas of it, the main concepts, and then go back and access it, through your notes or online or wherever, or just guess and try to, fiddle around and change names of things or take away brackets and whatnot until it works. There's no shame, and that is how, that's how we work pretty much. It is all good. So we have a class here, and it's nice. So what's a class again? Somebody tell me what's a class. You guys remember what a class is? What do we do with classes? What are they?
An abstract construct that represents something real.
That's right. Or an idea as well. So it's both. It can be real or an idea.
An idea.
Yeah, it could be an idea or a concept. Like
Interesting.
love or hunger, but we don't use those that much.
Or
But
government.
exact. Oh, damn. That's. I gotta use
I'm
that one.
trying to replace the government with computers.
Okay. Yeah. No.
That's my.
That
I'm
is.
not kidding.
Stuff.
We could do. I think we could probably do better. Yes. Then can't do worse, right? Than what's
Yes,
going on now.
exactly.
Okay. So yeah. So that's a very 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 good example. Okay. So we got this, man. What is so when I want to use this abstract, this map of a car, what is that called when I instantiate something, or when I create something in memory that I can use it and touch it and change things in it?
Did you just give it
An
away?
object?
I might have given it away, but yes, it's okay.
An instance?
It's an instance, yes, or an object, yeah, whichever you prefer. But let's call it instance. But exactly, yeah, you're correct. An object of that type, or an instance of that type. Yes, it's good. You're correct. Okay, so man, there we go. We have created number two. Have we created number two and satisfied everything we ask of that? I mean, of it.
Yes.
Okay, so number three. Getting trickier now. Create a page that creates a car and then displays that car's information on a car type view. Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. That, if you break that down and marshal it, right, and chop it up, um, how many things do we have to do here? Like, what is the first thing we have to do that it asks you here? Okay, go ahead, Dave.
We had to create a view page that creates a car.
Okay, and then that's good. That is good. So
And
that's number one.
then
Okay.
the
Number
second
two.
part is.
Yeah. Well, let Dan. What's the second part?
Okay, go ahead.
We need to direct it to the controller.
Mm.
Find an action
Mm.
for that car, and then redirect to a new view that would give the information for the car we entered.
Man, that is nice. That is nice. Two things, and then we should be okay. So that view that we were directing to, I mean, it's not required, but I ask that it is of a cart type view. Do you guys remember, or do you know what I mean by that?
I'm not really certain.
Remember, it's a model. So the model that view is going to deal with is going to be of cart type.
Okay.
That is, yeah. I know I probably should have used the word model. That is kind of my bad. But yeah, so it is model type, or you should use the car model, which we have done before with the person model. You guys remember?
That's the area where I struggle to bring it all together, actually.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there. And also, you guys did not mention the magic word on the first one, the create a page that creates a car. What magic words did we leave out there? We left a few magic words. I mean, you were correct. You were definitely correct.
Car controller that
Well,
create a car action,
okay, that is correct. But
which
go ahead. Yes.
gets you the create a car view page.
Exactly, yes. But you're good so far, man. You're good so far. So when we get to the create car view page, what are we missing there? What's the magic words? What do we do? hmm I will give a fist bump to the first person that that tells me what it is.
Make a form.
Exactly. Exactly. Don't forget. Remember, if you don't use those words, you're gonna forget them. It's very important. Make sure you implement those words and that idea into the workflow. Okay, so let me give you a fist bump right there. I'll just give you a fist bump. Collect it. Um, yeah. So again, whenever we create anything, we collect data. Anything, we're dealing with what? A form. So, hey man, give me info. What car you want to mess with? What do you want? Boom, give me some. I'm gonna send it somewhere, and I'm gonna handle your information. I'm gonna funnel that information. Let me funnel your information by using a form. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so we have so we understand. We broke down. Um, so let's do that. I think it's kind of important to do that. This is an exercise. So let's do that exercise correctly. So we're looking at this sentence, and let's say that somebody is paying you or something and saying, hey man, I want to accomplish this thing. And then it is your job to break down the task and into, doable pieces or something that you can understand. And then you can, you can do it. You can start it. So in this case, let's break it down. Damn it. So create page, right? So one create. Well, so we just go on and try to do it because we understand it, or do you guys want to write it down and create it? Write it down first and then create it. I mean, if you understand it so far, if you know exactly what to do here, we can move on. I'm good either way because we already
Great.
broke it down. Was that? Sorry. Either way. All right. No preference? Okay.
No preference.
Okay. Well, since you guys are pros, let's not write it down. Let's just go straight to it. That's right. This is it. But if you guys forget anything with this, there's a penalty of 5 shekels. That's right. 5 shekels. Okay. So, create a page that creates a car. Let's focus on that. Actually, wait. Yeah. Creates a page, creates a car. All right. Let's go back. We have a car controller. So I think Dave described sort of like the first. All right. So Dave, guide me. What do I need to do? At least at the beginning for this.
Okay, first you have to create car controller.
Beautiful. A controller?
Yes.
Well, I have a car controller. So
Okay.
do you mean I create
Yeah.
car action?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Yep. So create car action. That's what you meant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Just making sure. So I'm just gonna copy paste because that's that's how we do. That's how we do it. Okay. So create car. Okay. Beautiful. All right. And what do I do? So I have a create car action. Let's see. Dan, what's next?
Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Sorry. Let's see if we got this here. Okay, yeah.
We're just building up the page, right?
Which page?
The create car page.
Okay. So what do I need to do? Where is it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. We need to make it.
Okay. So where should I make it?
In the views,
Okay, views here.
I guess in our home.
Home.
We can actually duplicate any of those pages unless we want to do it straight from scratch.
Yeah, we could duplicate, but okay. So, guide me. What do I need to do? So I'm in a controller right now. So, what do I need to do? I'm in the car controller, and I need to create car view. I believe that. Okay. So, what do I need?
Well, we have everything in the action result, so we want to create the page. We need to go to the home folder. and add a new page.
Okay, so I should create a new page where?
Under the home
Okay,
folder.
okay, home folder. Okay, so I'm just gonna, should I copy one of these?
You could.
Okay, so I'm gonna copy one of those. Uh, let's see, and I'm gonna paste it. Okay, so here it is. What should I call it?
Create car.
Okay, let's call it create car. Okay, so okay. Here we go. So I have create car. So let's make it blank.
Okay, I was gonna say we could change some of those.
Yeah.
We want to create a form action.
Beautiful.
Uh,
So we want to create a form, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so action. I'm just gonna leave this here for now. Action and method, because those are important. Okay, so what else?
We want to define the make, year, and model for the car.
Okay, so yeah, so make, year,
Forms.
color. Okay, so string key. All right, so we're asking for a make. Yeah. So what do I need?
You can literally type in make and colon. We want to create an input type.
Okay. Yeah. So what kind?
It's going to be a text,
All
the
right.
ID to make, and the name as well.
All right. Make. All right. Text. Okay. So well, we need to ask for something, right? So enter make or something. Enter make.
Correct.
And then we have that. And then we give it, a BR for
A new line.
new line right there. Okay.
We can do the same things for the year and the color. The year obviously is going to be an integer.
Year.
A number.
Okay. And it's probably going to be a number, correct?
Yeah.
And we're going to call it, this is year. And the same thing. But this time it's going to be, excuse me, color. Okay, and this is color.
I'm guessing the value is blank for a reason. I missed something.
Oh no, it's just default. When I created the value is default. I mean the value. This exists always and it's blank. I mean you don't have to put it in there if you don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When I created it, because we have the Visual Studio has shortcuts. So watch this.
Do we need the IDs?
Not really. You could, but yeah, always do that. Get used to the IDs also. Yeah, I want you guys to get used to calling it because it's gonna be very very important once we start messing around with JavaScript or anything else, any of the other JavaScript libraries.
Okay.
Yeah, that is gonna be very very important. So it's better, might as well get used to handling it now. Okay.
We also need a submit button.
Oh yeah, forgetting about that one. All right, so
input type.
submit name
Yeah, that autocomplete is great.
Yeah, it is amazing. It is really, really good. Sorry, I think I'm mistaken. Add value, create. We don't need this for now. Okay. Yeah, the autocomplete is ridiculous. Okay, if you type input and then hit tab twice, boom, look at that. And then you just type whatever you want to type, like text, then tap, it goes to the next one. So it sort of helps you create it really, really fast. It's extremely useful. Okay. I mean, so we have a view here, and we have a view that's a form. And what are we missing here? Well, what do you know? Well, what do we need, and what are we missing if we're missing anything? This is the create car view. So this is the form that is going to gather information to to create a car. Uh, well, uh, Dave, do you see anything that we need, or we're cool?
Maybe you need an app model cars.
Yes, maybe we can. Maybe we can. Yes, for now, yes. That is kind of the advanced thing that we're going to go over today, actually.
Okay.
But
We still have the action as blank as well.
exactly, yes. So the model, you're sort of correct. Um, you're somewhat correct, yes. But that's kind of advanced. So for now, the way we've learned is kind of without the model on top here. We have the model on the display. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
So it's a doc type?
A doc type, sorry. I went.
Damn.
Well, yeah, because well, the thing is, right? Like, since we're creating the car here, right? We don't need. We are getting the information. We don't need to give it. We don't, at least not yet. We don't need to pass it a car type because we're gathering the information to create the car in the first place. It's when we have the display view is when we're passing the car information to that display of, that expects something of model car, and it uses all of that information. But yeah, don't get hung up on that. For now, let's do it like this, and once we get to that place, we'll get it, or it will catch on. Okay, so yeah, so what I meant was here is that yeah, we're missing the action. So where's the action to create? What are we gonna? What's our action to create the car?
We want to take it to the home. We don't actually have the page for. Well.
Have you realized something? Yes.
Right. There's a process that we don't have in the controller yet.
Yeah. So we have to create it.
Yeah, we have to create our action so we can do that. Okay.
Yeah, because that's what we're doing. We're building it out. Okay. Well, first of all, though, what action do I want this form to be submitted to?
We didn't create the action yet, so
yeah.
Could
So
be anything.
yeah. So let's create it. Well, first of all, what controller?
Home.
Are you sure?
Car controller. My bad.
You see, remember, guys, don't forget. I'm letting you guys go over here, but remember, what was the first thing that we created? It is the car controller that will handle car actions, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be what? Car. And then whatever action we want to create it. We want to name. We could just create it. We could just name it. Create car. And as long as that is different from this.
But it's not different. Oh, yeah, they're the same.
Well, this is going to be a different one because this is the one that's going to handle
Oh, okay.
the post.
Yeah, that was confusing me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could call it process create car, which it's easier, I think.
We had done this in the past. You
Yeah.
specifically showed us, hey, these are the same things, but they're not.
Yeah. No, it's something that with time and usage it comes in. This has to be different than this, and the difference is that you need to provide variables over here, arguments. They cannot. You see, right now they're kind of the same.
We want to fill in the make, year, and color.
Okay, so string, so make, int year, and string color. Okay. So if I do this, this will correspond to this. Because again, this says, hey, I'm going to send a post and use this action in this car controller. So it's going to be, if it has to do with post, use this. If it's not post, use this guy. So when we use a normal non-form thing, like the link or something, it goes here. When we deal with forms, it will go here, as long as you got these things here. Okay, so far so good, but we have a problem though. I will give you guys 30 seconds to tell me what we have wrong here. You have 30 seconds. I'm going to flip between here. You see, we're going to the action car. Controller car, action create car. We have a very sweet form here, home controller, and we have the car controller here. So tell me what is wrong.
Do you have to create a link?
No. Well, not yet, no. But it's a very well, do me a favor. Imagine the flow. Okay, imagine the flow of there's a link existing somewhere, correct?
Right.
That you click on it and you want to create a car. Run through the flow and tell me if this is going to work or not. Like, where would yeah, go ahead. You guys have 25 more seconds.
Car controller. Create car action.
Go ahead.
Throws you a create car view page.
Okay.
Is a return view create car?
You're correct. You're saying the correct thing, but under this circumstance, would it work? Well, where would the create car view expect it to be because of convention?
Maybe we have to create a view bag.
No. All right, Dan, any idea where you at?
I'm not sure if I'm on the same page as you, but we need to create a page to go to when we're done.
Well, no. I mean, let's say we have only, and this is good, is complete up to now. I want to create the form and go to the form and make it work. So, do you think this works?
No.
Was that?
I said no.
Why not?
Damn it. I'm thinking, why
Ah,
not?
exactly. Now you guys got to give me. So, if I run this, and I go to /car/create car.
The information isn't getting passed to anything yet. Is that what you?
No, no. Let's say that we're not passing the information yet. I just want to reach the form.
We're not even getting the form. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Up to now, let's get. I just want to see the form, what it looks like. Let's see. I want you guys to figure out, because remember, convention, my friends. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. All right. Well, do me a favor. Explain to me the flow. I'm going to run it, and let's see. Let's see. Okay, so if I wanted to access our hmm, our car, create a car action, how do I access it? Where do I go?
/car/create car.
Beautiful, beautiful. A car. All right. /car/create car. I'm gonna go to it. We're ready? Okay, I'm going to it. So that should go to, of course, controller car, create action. Boom! Look at that. So we are in the right path, right? The flow is somewhat okay. So if I would have clicked on an action, or I mean a link somewhere that would have taken me to a create car, I would have ended up here, and this is where I want to be. So now this is the first part. So now when I say return view, which view is this going to return? Think about
Create
it.
car.
Where?
Create car.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know it's the create car. So, but where is it going to look for it? There's a big error here.
It's looking in the home folder.
Exactly. Well, no, it's not looking on the home folder. Where is it supposed to look?
In the car folder.
Exactly. Is there a car folder in the views?
No, we haven't. We could rename it, I guess.
So you guys see what's missing here? How it, why it will not work if it doesn't work. So you guys see it. So when I reach here, remember by convention, right? I'm in the car controller. Therefore, anything having to do with the car controller, we're not dealing with the home controller anymore. We're dealing with the car controller. So by convention, the views for related to the car controller should be under its own folder named car, because that's where you're going to look for views. So we should, do you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. Because, well, let's see what happens if I continue. Let's see. Look at that. It say, hey man, I'm over here, man. I'm looking around. I don't see anything, man. I don't see views car, create car. I don't see shared create car. I don't see shared create car views. So it's like, hey, man, I'm sorry, I couldn't find it because where was it that we put it? We put it in the home folder, and that's not where it's gonna look for it. That's why convention is very important, to keep it. The rules, the niceties must be observed, just like Voldemort said. Okay, so remember, every controller has to have a corresponding folder in the views folder. So that's why when you were like, hey man, I'm like, where should I create it? I'll let you guys go because you said, oh yeah, in the home. No, that's not where it is. But this is good because this is a way of learning and remembering. Haha. See, that was kind of a tricksy question here. So is the car the car folder. So we have a car folder here. So where does this need to be?
In the car folder.
That's right. So I'm going to paste it. So remember, that's why I always say follow through. Do follow the flow all the way, all the way. That would have been easy to figure out though, because it tells you, say like, hey man, I can't find it. Are you sure you got this? But let's see. Let's follow it through and see if we get there. Maggie? What's up, my babies? My dog is here chilling with me. He's like, hey man, what's up? We're learning some code. She's like, yeah. He's like, teach me some code. Okay, so now let's see. We got car, and we have create car. Okay. I'm going to continue. And then, oh, look at that. Boom. We have a view, and now we're being redirected. Well, we're being directed to the correct place. Okay, so so far so good. I know we got tripped up here a little bit because of this, but this is good. This helps us get practice and repeat. The more we repeat it, the more we go over it, the more it becomes second nature. The faster it becomes second nature. So we have a sweet car, create car form here, and this form is nice. So if I wanted to see where this create button submit, how can I see that? Anybody?
F12.
That's right. Remember, always inspect. Let's see what's over here. Let's see what's over there. Okay. I'm looking at the inputs. Oh, look at that. There's a form, and it submits to car, create car. There's a post. Okay, so now, so if I hit this, oh, and we did create it, correct? We created that action. Look at that. Do you see it? Right here. And let's test it. Let's say BMW, Ultimate Driving Machine. I don't know. 1986. A green. Oh yeah, I used to have a car like this actually. But, are we ready? So let's say I'm gonna submit it. Okay, so when I submit it, where should it go?
It was back into our car controller.
Yep.
Of the post.
That's right. I know you guys are fried, but wake up, baby, wake up. I'm gonna hit it. Boom. Oh, there we go. So we are here. And what's the first thing we need to do once we submit some information? And what's up? What's the first thing?
We need to create an instance.
No. Remember, this has to be second nature. When you submit to when you submit a form to an action, what's the first thing you have to check? Make sure that the data, what?
Populates.
Yes. Well, make sure that you pass the correct data and that the data is mapped so you can use it. Don't forget about that. That has to be second nature. So, how can I check if my data that I pass from the form? Um, okay, yeah. So let's see. Okay, so make BMW, because remember we can make mistakes here and name them the wrong thing, submit them to the wrong form, or just do all sorts of things. Just make sure that it retained the value, and they were mapped through and they came through. So make BMW, that is correct. That's what we said. Okay, year 1986, correct, and the color green. Okay, so we have our data. Mm. And then we have a view here. So what's going to happen here? We're returning a view. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, I mean that is somewhat correct. That's sort of what is supposed to happen. So yeah, don't worry about that. That we'll do. We haven't created this part yet. So up to now, we're up to the part that we have create a page that creates a car. So we created a page that sort of creates a car, but not really. So we have a page that gets information to create a car and submits it to a form. I mean, submits the form to an action. So in this is sort of the create car action. Let's see. So let's see. Takes form, data, create car. Okay. So now, all right. So Dan, tell me where we're at and what we need here. We have information.
Yep. We again we need to create an instance to pass the information to.
That's right. So an instance of what?
A car.
Okay. So we need to create an actual car instance, a car object to pass it around and touch and rub it down. Correct. So that is the yeah. So let's do that. So how do I do that? How do I create an instance?
Excuse me, one moment. Car.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, there's go. That's the class. You can name it anything. Equals new car.
There we go. So now we have an instance. So again, here, once the code is hit here, this is now it's going to exist in memory. We're creating resources, a box in memory of type car that we could put stuff in and we could take stuff out and lick it. Okay, it's very important.
Put a car in a box?
Get electrocuted though, yes. So we put it in, there's a big box in memory. Okay, so now, so we have car here, and just a refresher here, car looks like this over here, right? So I have created a car, so what else do I need to do?
We need to pass the variables into it.
That's right. Yeah, we need to populate and put the information inside our car object. So let's say make equals what?
Make.
Okay. Year equals year. Car.color equals color. Beautiful. So now, what do I need to do? Dave, what's next? We have an object. now, right?
Okay.
And we have an object of type car, and we have all the information inside that object. So what do we need to do? So,
Store it somehow.
well, we're not storing it, but I mean, we're storing it in here. We're not using the database yet.
Okay.
Remember, all we're doing is just create a page that creates a car, which we sort of have done that part, right? So we created the page. This is the form. Creates a car, which so when we submit the form, we get that information. We instantiate a car type. We put this information. So up to now, I think it's safe to say that we have gathered the information to create a car, and we have created a car in memory at least. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
So up to here, we're kind of filled. So now, and then displays that car's information on a car type view or model. So now, what am I missing here? What is the next step?
We need another view to return.
Well,
We're
yeah,
returning it to the same view currently. And that's-
exactly. And I don't think we want that. Or do we? We could.
We could put it all on the same page. We'd have to
Hmm.
edit that.
Update it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like Dave was saying before, we could, yes.
Return car.
Well, return what?
The instance of the car.
Yeah, but
Return view.
return view, and then what?
Car.
Okay, yes. So let's see. Okay, so we are, I mean, this is somewhat, I mean, it's somewhat correct and not, but, because because we've learned to separate both, correct? Remember how we said we created a person and then we edited a person and we had kind of two different views? You could sort of use the same view for both in a way, but we're that's something that we need to address, um, and kind of start not from scratch, but I think if I don't know if this is the best way to address it right now. So let's create a separate view for it, for just for display. Is that cool?
We could do like a my car page.
Yeah, yeah. Because we just want to create, um, a page here for to display information. Like we could just say we just call a page called display car or my car or something of the sort. Um, in which we would just display something of that model type, the car model type. So I know that this is a little bit weird, but because you guys know how to do it kind of the advanced way, but you also don't. So you guys kind of have like we're mixing right now both ways, which I know it's a little bit confusing. So now let me make it easy for you. The way you want to do this right now is we have the form, which is a separate page to collect the data. And then we want a display page, which is just to display the data for that car object or instance. Is that cool? Okay. So now, since we created the first one, how do we create a page that displays this information here? Displays information about this type. Okay, so Dave, what's next?
Okay. So you want to display
Mm-hmm.
this information?
Yep, I just wanted information of this type. Yes. So how do we do that? Well, I mean, it's just creating a page that displays information. That's all. I mean, you sort of had it correct before somewhat, but we're doing it differently. We're separating. All I want, it's a page that displays information about a car that we just created. So basically, I want to pass this object to a view and have that view display that information that we have created with this info here. So I know this is a bit tricky here, but we could. What would you guys like to name the view to display car info?
My car works, or my garage even.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get my car for now because my garage can get into more than one. Let's keep it simple for um, okay, yeah. So let's say my car. Is that good with you, Dave?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, let's just keep it even simpler. Let's just say display car info because we wanna. So I'm just gonna copy here, and where would it go? Under which folder?
The car controller
Okay.
folder.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it. Let me see. Display car info. Let's just keep it simple and clear and empty it out. Okay, so since this is going to be used to display car info, I am just gonna say, hey, let me see. This is the cool car info. So this is this is where the model stuff comes in. What do we need? Since remember, the whole goal was to get some info, create a car model, pass that model to a view, and have that view display that information. So, what am I missing here? What do I need?
Up by the top, it's an app model.
That's right. Beautiful.
I hope I can get it right. It'd be car.controllers.car.
I think it is. Let me see. Controllers. Actually, hold on. This is the one thing I hate about this. Okay, because it's in car. Yeah. Well, Okay, so this is the one thing that we need to remember. Yeah, cars, controllers, car controller, dot car. God damn it, you're correct. Yeah, this is the type right here. Oh yeah, because it is cars. The project is called cars. And you could tell where this is from because this is right here. This is the namespace. This is kind of where we're keeping it. So it's cars.controllers. That's kind of where it starts. And then car controller, and then this is it right here. But
So if I click with the
yeah, sorry, was that?
it's a lot more than I expected.
No, well, exactly because this is bad. We're kind of doing it in not the bad way, but okay, this is the way it should be. Okay, it should be model and then the type or the class name. That is what I want you to remember or understand. Is that cool with you guys? So it's model type. That's what it is. Repeat it with me. Model type.
Model type.
Okay. The thing that we're doing is we're putting or creating our models in sort of places we're not supposed to, just because to us it's a little bit easier. Is that cool? But so the reason we're putting this here is because this is where we created it. We created this class here. So we're telling it, hey, it's in cars, controllers. I have a phone call. 1 second. Let's see. Hello. Oh, dime, Loli. 1 second, guys. Dime, ¿qué fue? Hold on, guys. Think about it. Let me. Gotta go silent for a second. Dime, ¿qué fue? ¿Cómo está? No, no, todavía no. Diantre, está bien. Ay, 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 vamos a ver, vamos a ver. Pan de Katia, sí. Alright. No, sí, está bien. Ay, ay, ay. No, pues está bien. Yo, cuando ella me llame, estoy esperando que le llame. Ujú. No, pues está bien. Si me llama, dime. ¿Qué fue? No sé todavía, porque yo no sé si yo voy a estar aquí el sábado, pero yo voy a ver si tengo tiempo. Sí. Pero sí, yo te aviso. Yo estoy dando una clase ahora, pero hablamos después, ok. Pero sí, a mí no me molesta alguna vez buscarte y tú sabes. Pero está bien. Sí. Pero hablamos ahora. Gracias. Yep. Hmm. All right. Sorry about that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird phone call at the wrong time. But yeah, think about it. So, what do you guys think? So, again, um, remember, all this is model, type. The stuff before the type is kind of where you're keeping your model. Don't let all this garbage confuse you. Is that cool?
Yes.
That's very important because I know it looks daunting, it looks weird, but it's kind of, you see, the namespace is where you keep stuff. That's like what we're calling where we're keeping this class here in this controller. It's inside cars controller. That way, different things, I mean, things can have the same name, and they could be in different places. That's why all, like each controller has a different, uh, well, can have the same name because they're in different containers. Okay, so model and then the type. Okay, so now we're dealing with the model here. So our model is going to be of what type here now?
A type car.
That's right. That's right. So since it's of type car, then what kind of information or what kind of things do we have access to in the type car?
The model, make, and year.
Well, color
And color.
year. Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
color.
Okay, so yeah, so now so if I wanted to say the make of the car is, and then how would I access the name of the car here? You guys remember the password? I mean the word is
Car dot color.
not car. No, remember we're dealing with a certain model, so it is model. Remember when you're dealing with views, the keyword is model. Well, I mean, it says over here, it's like the model that we're going to be dealing with is going to be of type car. So when we pass something to this view, it's going to be a car model, and we're going to access that car model using this keyword, add model. And then we can play around with it and access that information here. Does that make sense? I mean, you guys remember that, right? somewhat. Okay, so now the age of the car is what? How do I access the age of the car?
At model.age.
Yep. Yeah, just sound it out. Sound it out. Help me out. Um, Actually, it's year, not the age. Sorry, it's the year. That's what I wanted.
I have both. I did the age thing.
Oh, don't worry, don't worry. Oh, yeah, we'll get into that soon. Okay, so and then the color. The color of the car is at color. Okay, so we have display car info, and this is all it is expecting something of type car. The model that we're passing to this view is of type car. And then we can pretty much access the information or play around with the information inside this model by accessing an add model here. And remember, so this works 100% as long as you put an instance of something of type car here. And again, it's very nice because remember that this is separate. All this is just an HTML file. It's well, it's a special type of HTML file, but it's something that you can do separate from the actual logic. This is all kind of logic for create things and populate information. And once we pass it to here, all this is what it should do or is supposed to do is just display information, which is kind of its job. That's why it's a view. Okay, so let's see, car controller. So now we have created our car view, and it's a type. What kind of model are we messing around with this? What kind of model does this view display or uses? Actually, yeah. What kind of model does this view use? I think that's how we will talk about it from now on. Let's see. I know I keep repeating it. It's very important. Now, Dave.
Yes.
Yeah. What kind of model does this view use?
It uses a car model.
Okay, good. Dan, is it a car model that this uses?
As
Okay.
far as I know.
Okay. No. It is correct. It is correct. Again, this is got to reinforce it. So again, let's go back. Let's tie this together. So now we have information from the form that is come here. Here we create the car instance. We populate the car instance. We put the information. And then what else? What are we missing here? What do we need to do? What is next? We have a car instance and that is filled with information. What needs to be next?
We still need to define the view to the page that we just made.
Well, yeah. You mean
We're gonna put all that information on the display car info page.
yes. So the way we do that is by, well, first of all, we're returning a view, right?
Yes.
Okay, so which view are we returning? This is a special way that we can. Remember, you could tell it which view you want to return. So which view do we want to return? Well, which view are we using to display that information?
The display car info.
Yeah, so you could tell it, hey, return the view display car info. Hopefully it finds it. If not, you have to put the whole address. And then you kind of have to tell it, pass the object. What object or what's the model that we want to pass?
The car model.
The car model, yes. Okay. It might ask me for the full path to this. Hopefully it won't, but for now, this is the way it should work. So when it doesn't, well, first of all, if I didn't have this information here, and I reach here, what view would it try to find and return? By convention. If there's nothing here, it's going to go up here and say, oh, okay, I'm going to return this this view here. And that is not the view we want to return. So we have to tell it what view we want to return. In this case, we want to return this info, this that we just created. Okay. So far, so good. And again, not only do we want to return this view, we want to pass this model into this view so it can use it. And then it's going to take that model and display that information. Okay, so far so good. Shall we run it and see what happens? Are you guys ready? Okay, here we go. Hang in there, hang in there. I know your brains are fried, but let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so let's go. We are going to car, create car, correct? Okay. Oh, there we go. So,
Was that an error it was passing us?
was that?
When you highlighted that, there was some weird string going on.
Oh, where? I didn't see it.
If you back up on the page.
Here?
Yeah, when you highlighted the, you started going to the create car, it started trying to autofill.
Oh, this. Oh, here. Yeah, that was the last error that we got. Remember when we didn't find it? It remembers, sort of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just not clearing the cache.
Yeah, it's just not clearing the cache, no.
Gotcha.
All right, so we're ready. So now we will not get that error because we have the correct one. So now create car, enter year, remember 1986, enter color green. Okay, so I'm going to hit it. And again, let's go through the flow here. Boom. Okay. I hit submit. I checked to see that my data was mapped correctly. It came through. Created the car here. It put it in here. And then I'm saying, hey, return the view, display car info, and pass this object to it. Okay. Now let's see. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Did it work?
Looks good so far.
Yeah, look at that. So this is the cool car info. The make of the car is BMW. The year of the car is 1986. And the color of the car is green. Are you guys comfortable with this here? When I'm saying, hey, return view, which view you want. Don't forget, this is null here. And then car. This you could actually just delete, but for now, just put null here that you're not passing anything to it, and then the object. Um, is that cool with you guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to remember that because I tripped over that in the project as well.
Which part? Which part? Because this is yeah.
I didn't put the car in there.
Oh man, you got to put the car in there, man. You got to pass the Gucci to the left and put the car in there. So what you were not just don't.
I had an empty box with no car.
The shame. The shame. Now you got to pass it. Oh, okay. There you go. This works too. Yes. So yeah. So you see how this is sweet. So in here you say, hey man, I don't want I want a view in particular that I want to use. So use display. We use this view and pass it this information. Simple. Simple, just like CoverGirl. Right here. You see how nice this is? It's like, hey, what view I want to use and what model I want to pass to it. So I'm passing this model that we created, and it's legit. That is nice, right? Very tasty. Are you guys somewhat good with this here? Any questions? Dave,
Yes.
were you able to get up to this part here? Or what tripped you up coming here?
The form tripped me up.
Ah. But are you good on the form somewhat right now?
Yeah.
Is it legit? Is it solid?
Huh?
Is it legit?
It's
Is it solid?
It's
Somewhat?
the form convention that threw me off with the ID, the type, name.
Oh, I got you. I got you. And the post.
Yeah, there's like 4 things you have to like put in.
Yeah, it's a very very important. Like it's very important to remember that. And they create here. Yes. So let's see. So would you say that we have uh that's weird. Uh didn't we paste it somewhere here? Oh. Oh, here. There you go. Sorry. Yeah. Would you say that we have accomplished number 3 in its entirety?
Yes.
Okay. And would you say you're comfortable doing that again and recreating it?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Dan?
I think I might have to do it a few more times, but
Oh no, it's got to be done many, many times.
I'm getting there. That was a good rundown.
Yeah. No. This is good. Now I'm gonna give you guys a little help here, or a little something, something. Okay. Are you ready? Um. Well, I think we're comfortable here. Because remember, tell me how we're doing this. Do you know? I mean, do you hmm, do you see how we are creating? Like we have 2 different pages. We have one to gather the information, correct? And then we have one for display of that information that we get. And that is correct. That is how you're supposed to do it. Um, that's how it is kind of that's how it is. And you guys feel comfortable with that. Okay, good. Good. Yeah.
So you don't make a separate public action result display call info.
We could, but then you would have to call you see here, we could name instead of this action, right? We could just call it display car info. And then you don't have to tell it what you're passing.
But it's redundant, I guess.
Yeah, because you're telling it what it is. But then you would have to change the action to this.
Oh.
So it's basically you're submitting to display car info, and you're submitting this information that you have in the form, and then you create this, and then you return the view, which is display car info here, and then you pass this model to the view. So whichever makes you kind of whichever you're comfortable with, I think. So it kind of all depends how you name things, because we could have named, I mean, we could have named this create car form, right? And then the second one we could have just named it create car, because we're creating the car there, not gathering the form. I mean the information for it. So yeah, I mean it all depends how you name things and how you handle things here. So let's go back. Let's go back. Okay, here. I mean, you guys are good with this so far, right? And you are comfortable with this. Here. Yeah, so this is good. This is good. Now, let me ask you a question here. This is I'm gonna try to do something and let me know if you think it will work or not. Are you ready? Or let me know what you think of it. Okay. Are you guys paying attention here? Can you guys see?
Yes.
Okay. So, I wonder if this will work. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna do some fast magic here or not, because this needs to be called create car, because that's what I'm calling it here. Yeah, grab this thing here. Okay. Forgot to change this back. Okay, so let's see what we have here. This will probably fail, but let's see what we have here. I'm gonna create a car. W 1 2 3 and green. I'm just testing something. Okay, this is good. This is good. It's actually very, very good. Okay. Let me ask you a question. So, do you remember? Actually, let's leave this for another one. Give me 1 second. I just want to show you guys something just to blow your mind, okay?
Okay.
That's all. That's all. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to be gentle on you guys. I'm just going to leave it jiggly like this, because I think we're in a good place. We're in a good place. Right here. Create car. Here we are. So this is our base case. This is where we are. This is how we feel comfortable. This is what works. This is how we know. We know that works. And let's test it one more time just to make sure that that it works. Okay, BMW 1 2 3. Okay, and then green. There we go. Okay. So we feel comfortable with this. We went step by step. It was very nice. And so now I have a question for you guys. Um, how do you feel about this here? Do you guys have enough brain power to try to tackle that?
Basically, you want us to use loops, if statements, try and get the information in there.
Pretty much, yeah. Let's see.
I started working on that, but didn't get it completed because I couldn't get past
The other parts.
yeah.
Okay, no worries. So, well, let's sound it out. Let's sound it out and see how we can. So, expand the logic to creating a car by adding the words to the make string. So, what do we have something called a make string or a make? We do, right? Is the car make? That's our make string, right? The make of the car is this. Is that clear at all? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, just making sure. Okay, so basically, this says this is the thing that we're gonna be handling or messing around with. Is that cool? All right. Dave, is that clear also? Just making sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now since we established what this is, so now, so it says, hey, so add the words to whatever this was. So if it's older than 50 years, add old. So let's do this first. Do you guys want to do that first? Remember, break it down, and break it down little by little, logical steps. So if it's older than 50 years, then we add the word old. I'm gonna keep this here. So where would I do this actually? Where would I accomplish this? Do you guys know where?
We can do it in the post.
Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, there has to be a place where it is in the post, but this is where the only place pretty much where we can do it, or one of the best places, because this is where the only place where we know the year and we have access to the make, right? So this is where we find out what the year is of the car. I mean, that makes sense, right? Somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is where we have the year. So we have the year. So let's do this here, I guess. I mean, we could do it in different places. Okay, so we have access to the year here. So what is it that we want? If the car is older than 50 years, then add old to the make. So how do I find out if something is 50 years or older? Dave, hit me.
Huh?
How do I find out if the car is 50 years or older? Wake up, baby, wake up. Okay, here we have access to the color. Well, go ahead, yeah.
From the user's input.
Exactly. So this is where we can access the user's input, because this is where we are submitting to. You see, from the create car, from the form, we are going to the create car HTTP, the post here. So this is where we are submitting our information. So of course, the form data, including the year, is being sent here. And since it's being mapped to this place here, this is basically, we have access to the year. So we can use this. Okay, so Um, so what kind of a yeah? So how would we establish if something is 50 years or older? I mean, we could sound it in English and then we can translate it into code. How do you think? Well, I mean, how would you do it? I mean, in English.
It's older than 1968. We append the
Okay,
make
okay.
with old.
All right. So let's create something easy first because I'm gonna show you guys a little something here. So let's say age. So how do I find the age of something? I have the year that it was made. So how can I find something how old it is? What do I need to do? Well, you can say it in English. How do I know if a car is 10 years old? If a car, well, first of all, if a car was made in the year 2000, how old is it?
18 years.
Okay. I know that this is silly and pretty dumb, but it's very important for you to think about how we're coming to that conclusion because we need to kind of break it down into simple steps and put it in a logical way. So it is 18 years. So how did we accomplish that? How how did I do that in my head? So if the car was so we have two pieces of information, right? So we have the car was made in 2000, right? So what other piece of information do I need? So I have the year of the car here. So what other piece of information do I need?
This year.
Exactly. That's right. The year, yeah. So exactly. So let me give you guys
Do we have access to the year?
oh yeah, we do. Let me let me give you guys the cool are you that's right, yes. Remember how we have different types and like int and stuff? There is a type called check this out. Date time. Isn't that sweet? And this is a very, I want you to remember this because it is an extremely powerful data type. You know how we have strings, we have numbers. A date time is a date. Oh yeah, and it represents. It's very powerful. So date time. Now let me show you this. So date time has built-in functions. It's a very powerful class, very powerful. Um, very powerful functions. Within the class in the type. It has. Are you ready? So datetime dot. It has tons of. You see now. Datetime dot now. Datetime. So datetime dot now. Datetime year. Oh, actually, that one. So, all right. So datetime dot now year. So again, well, let me give you guys datetime this year equals datetime let's see. Yep. Now. Oh crap! Yeah. Oh yeah, this is a year. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, this returns an integer because it's a year. It's not a date. Okay, so yeah, sorry. So again, sorry, I don't mean to confuse you here. So datetime, it's a class and it's a type. So you could create a date time that represents a date. Okay, so far so good on that?
Yep.
Okay, now datetime has built-in options, built-in methods and options. One of them, so if I were to say datetime.now, what do you think this would give you?
Gives you the date and the time now.
Yep, exactly. I know it sounds weird and it sounds like pretty powerful, but this, or whatever this is, right, would be equal to the date. It would have a lot of information in it because remember, it's a class. It would have the date, the time, the year. It has a lot of information.
Can you break it down to just the year?
Yeah. You could say dot year. Isn't that cool? Isn't that powerful?
It's much more powerful.
That is extremely powerful. So you could get, and I don't want to get too much into it, but you could do a lot of data manipulations. Like it's ridiculously powerful. Like you don't have to waste a lot of time dealing with dates or conversions of dates or hours or anything. This class will pretty much do anything date related for you. It's sickeningly powerful and useful. So again, I'm gonna put this in your notes here, which I still need to.
Because this is an MVC application, where is it getting the date and time from? Is it from the local machine or?
It's the local machine, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got these things here. These are the libraries that it's currently using. You see system and WebMVC. Basically, this here has a lot of functions in it that deal with things like time, area that you're on, pretty much all that stuff it takes care of. It's pretty powerful. And remember, since you're installing these things on a .NET environment that is running the .NET framework, whenever you use this, it goes out into whatever system that you have it installed and says, hey, what time you got? Where you at? Give me some info. And so it knows. So it is smart enough to know where the local information that you want. I mean, you can request certain information or different information depending on where you are, but in general, that this will give you the local one. Maggie. Okay, so we have the date time. So now that we have this powerful construct here, and this will give you the current year. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna make it easy right here, right? And say current year equals this. Current year. Look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna make it a little bit harder now. So I have the current year magically inside this variable here. So how can I find out the age of the car? Let me see. Age of car equals what? Right?
That'd be current year minus car dot year. Would that work?
Yes and no. Not car dot year, but remember this is the year.
Year's already in there.
Yeah, and we haven't put anything inside car until after this, so it doesn't know what car dot year is.
Okay.
So gotta follow the flow. but you're correct. Current year minus year. So now we have the age of the car. So now we have something tangible, something solid. That is the age of the car. Are we good with this, though? Current year minus year? I mean, does this make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, so remember, I mean, it's all about breaking down things into, smaller steps. So, age of car. So now we have the age of the car. So let's go back to the original problem that we need to solve. So if the age of the car is older than 50 years, so then we add old. So how do we do that? Hmm. All right. Dave, give me something. Give me something here. What you got for me? How do I find out if the age of the car is 50 years is is more than 50?
If
Good man.
age of car
That's right.
is greater.
Correct. That is correct. Then 50, then what do I do?
The string. Let's see. That make string is old.
Okay, yeah. Well, we want to add it. So we want to add the make, right? So make equals make plus the string old. I mean, we could just do it like this, but yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Would you do it that way or reversed?
actually, yeah, either one. Which you guys want? Again, this is fine. You mean like this? Yeah, I think this makes better sense. You're
Old
correct. Yeah. Old make. Mhm. Okay, so this is nice. This makes sense here. I mean, this accomplishes what we want, right? Right. I think, at least for this, right? Okay, so what's the next one? Okay, so I mean,
So the way we currently have it, we could just do 3 if statements. There's going to be some gaps, so we might want to.
oh no, the gaps are fine.
Okay.
Gaps are good. Gaps are
If
good.
somebody types something that's not within those, then we don't have any way to catch that.
No, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, we want that for now, at least for now. So have we satisfied the old? We have. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, Dan, give me the medium one. What do we need for the medium?
If age of car is well, hold on a second.
Aha.
I had it all written down and I
Oh.
lost it. I think I destroyed it when I had my wrong document.
Oh, over.
Uh, if age, I'm sorry, make is, sorry, if age of car is greater than 10 and with double pluses, less than 20.
Well, an age of car is less than 20. Yeah. Hmm.
Right.
Hmm. All right, that is correct. Then add the word medium. Correct. All right. So you mean something like this? If age of car is higher than 10 and age of car is less than 20.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you do see. Well, then make equals medium, right?
Yeah.
Plus make.
Yeah, I was using the wrong syntax.
No, but you have the logic correctly, yeah. Just remember that you have to kind of ask the same thing also here. Because you're dealing with this here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like age and less than 20. Like if you take this out, it won't work. You have to say what is less than 20. Well, okay, so now you guys seem to get the hang of this. So new if it's within 5 years. Mm. So this one's pretty easy, right? So cars less than 5, I guess, which means it's less than, actually less than or equal to, I guess. Then new. Yeah, you gotta put it over here sometimes. All right. Let's see. Within 5 years of today. Is this correct, do you think? Age of car? For new?
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. All right. And then you put these in there and then pass it on. Let's test it. I mean, we could have done it another way, but I think this is, the best way, simple way before we put it in the actual object. All right, let's run it. Okay. Let's create a car, a BMW. Let's make it 2000. Color green. So what would be the output? Hopefully, what would be the make? Do you guys know?
It would just be
Medium
Yeah, we're medium.
2000.
That's
No,
right.
medium BMW.
That's right. Well, let's see. There we go. Because it's 18, so 18 is higher than 10 and less than 20. This is the cool car info right here. Shablips. All right, so not too bad, not too bad. How do you guys feel about this? This is, I know this is kind of a crash refresh, and this is very good. This is very good for you guys because it's good to try to create, try to work on something yourself and blindly go in there. You're gonna crash. You're gonna get stuck, and that is the whole point of programming. Get stuck and then go back, see what's going on, where was it that you went wrong, then go back and do it correctly. So you guys feel somewhat comfortable with what we have just created, correct?
much better now. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, what we just did is the basic pattern. It follows the basic pattern of pretty much most of the things you will be creating. So once you get through the initial basic, I don't know, the initial basic patterns, it's gonna be pretty straightforward, and then we could build on that, of course. Um, I think we will stop here for today. I will package this up and send you guys the info so you could keep it for for your notes. And I will probably give you another another assignment. The assignment I'll give you might be well, it's gonna be tougher. Do you guys want a tougher assignment or something create the same? That way it encourages you to do kind of well, I mean we could expand tomorrow. I did anyway. For now, I'll just give you this code, and we'll figure it out. Okay, so um, I think this was a good review. I know we didn't we skipped a day or two, maybe, I don't know, not just one. And we got to get back in there, get back on the horse, and then start building the good stuff. Are we all good for tomorrow? Are we legit? How's tomorrow looking?
We might be heading out tomorrow to Mount
Mhm.
Holly.
Okay.
I'm not sure what timing, so if it's gonna be late like usual, then we'll probably be okay.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be late. And again, it's totally okay because these are good. If I give you assignments, and I think I need to make some videos for database as well. Have you both downloaded the database? What do you call that? The
SQL
SQL?
Express?
Yeah, SQL Express. Have you downloaded it?
Not yet.
Okay, yeah. Make
Yes.
sure you download it and have it ready because on the next one we're probably gonna go through. Well, in one of the following lessons, we're gonna go through and install it, and I'm gonna go over how to make it work with Visual Studio, which is one of the most important things that we can learn. That way we could do database stuff in a legit way. So, if you haven't installed, I mean, probably uninstall it. It's very easy to uninstall. Um, or if you have it installed and it's good, that's fine too. But at least have it in your hard drive, and then I guess we'll install it or something. I don't know. Because yeah, I just realized that there's two different packages. You could have one that it installs it while you wait, so it downloads everything, or you could just download the whole thing with all the things and have it in your hard drive to install. Um, in which case, actually, let me do a bit of research on that to see what is the best way, because I'm not sure what kind of packages they offer. Okay, so we will probably see you guys tomorrow, and then we'll return, to the do. But how are you guys feeling about this? What we did today? That's the important part.
Much better now.
All right, and
It was rough.
oh no, I feel you. I feel you. But that's once we get in it, it's not gonna be rough, and then we could focus on some of the other stuff. One last question though. So this view here, what model does it use?
The car model.
Yes. So it has it has access to car model information and whatnot. Okay, so this is good. Okay, guys. So we are done for today. Go ahead and rest your heads. I know your heads must be, especially since you've been banging your head against this. Probably if you've been working on it, and I know it gets crazy, but at least that's how you learn. Okay. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and do the do. I will try to upload this today, and then so you guys can review it. All right, later.
Sweet.
Take
Have a
it
good
easy.
one.
Mhm.